Welcome to a simple Corpse Bride makeup tutorial which is easy to recreate, and you will be able to wear your Halloween makeup all day or all night. And while we're doing this tutorial, let's also discuss who was the other woman in the movie, Emily the Corpse Bride or Victoria, Victor's first bride. Don't forget to prime your eyes for starters. Going in with a fluffy brush and a darker blue eyeshadow to outline Emily's eyes. I'm gonna hope I don't get too much fallout. So that's kind of the controversial topic in the movie, isn't it? Who is the other woman? And they address it themselves from various perspectives, but I'm curious to know what you think, and I feel it comes down to the fact of whether or not you consider Victor's proposal to be legitimate. The proposal to Emily, that is. In the meantime, you might be wondering why I'm using purple to blend. That's because we're not going to put a blue face paint on. Remember, I said you would be able to wear this look everywhere, and when you have face paint and especially body paint here, it's not really possible to wear a coat. If there is snow or rain outside, it makes the thing difficult, doesn't it? I think I also want to lighten the blue a little bit here with a white eyeshadow, and in the middle it's a little bit of a blue eyeshadow. So let's remember how Victor proposed, right? He was reciting his speech that he had to propose to Victoria. So Victor had no intention of proposing to Emily. By the way, this can be it for the eyeshadow, but we're gonna go a little extra. This is an optional step. We're just gonna add some sparkle on the lid just because I feel like it. You don't have to. And we put the dark and the lighter blue eyeshadows here to create the bulging 3D effect. Use a glitter primer. I like this one by NYX, but doesn't have to be that one. On top of that, Victor didn't know that he was proposing to Emily because he thought he was putting a ring on a stick in the forest. And for the sparkle, I'm gonna go with the duochrome Cosmetics Mystical eyeshadow. Just need a tiny bit. You can use my code THEMIRRORBEAUTY to save on it, by the way, because I stand by the fact that Cosmetics has the sparkliest sparkles ever. Like, do you see this? Ooh. Amazing. And another code is with Root Cosmetics, whose eyeliners we are going to use to finish the eye makeup and make it Corpse Bride. The Black Police eyeliner, up eyeliner, first of all for the wing. So, Victor's proposal doesn't count, right? Not so fast. First of all, Emily did believe he was proposing, and she said yes. Now, had Victor had just shut the whole thing right there and said that he made a mistake, I think that would have been the end of the movie. We will continue our Corpse Bride makeup with a white eyeliner to mimic Emily's eyes more, but Victor was so scared and overwhelmed, as one would be when a dead woman arises from the grave and agrees to marry him. I bet you would be at a loss of words as well. Now mimic her eyelashes. Could have been better, but not bad. You can always add some more lashes, won't hurt. Face primer time. So instead of saying that he made a mistake, Victor went underground and went through with the wedding. So in this case already kind of counts, right? Since we're not doing the blue base, just do your normal foundation. Let's try to do some contour with blue eyeshadow. I fear this is going to be intense, but let's see. Oh yeah, that's a bit too much. But we'll proceed like if nothing happened. So Victor just went down there, and Emily doesn't know anything, right? And kind of blend it here to make the face slightly more triangle like Emily's. But Victor is engaged to Victoria in the first place, so did he have the right to propose even if he wanted to? Okay, I have nothing to lose here, so I'm just adding a nose contour as well. It's kind of hard without the blue paint, you know? I kind of look like I have a beard. Don't worry, we'll sort it out. Adding some white. To transition this blue color into the skin, I'm gonna use a cool pink and kind of add a little bit of it here, just to make blue look a little more natural, if that's possible. And of course, we're gonna use a blue highlighter. This one is slightly duochrome. So Victor is technically engaged to Victoria, so he's already taken. He could not have proposed to Emily in the first place, right? But at the same time, he isn't married yet, so technically he could have. It just wasn't a very good thing to do. I feel like one of the trickiest things here is gonna be to imitate Emily's brows, and we're gonna use a liquid lipstick for that. You can also use just like your usual dark brow pen since we're not going all blue, but I think using a dark blue lipstick will just contribute to this look. So if you have something like that, maybe that's a good idea. And she kind of has her brows turned up here. Of course they're asymmetrical. Who would have doubted that? And just fill in the rest of the brow. I feel like that definitely looks more like Emily. The brows were a little bit too angry, so I kind of smoothed this angle a little bit. I took off some of the lower part. Unfortunately, I had to do this off camera because I really had to be close to the mirror. Now they're kind of still angry, but not so much. With a black liquid lipstick, this is Wicked Widow Poe, and you know the drill, you can use my code THEMIRRORBEAUTY. We are going to make that hole in the cheek. It's really hard to talk while I'm making it, so please just bear with me. Just like paint some kind of an irregular shape, maybe slightly bigger than that. Basically, that's all you need to do. And just fill it in with lipstick. And there is one more important question. Just make the ends a little frayed. So there's one more important question which is discussed in the movie, which is, can the living marry the dead? Because usually in all marriage vows, it's, you know, till death do us part. But here they are already parted by death, Victor and Emily. I'm gonna attempt to paint a couple of teeth. Not sure what will come out of it. The lipstick is Gavacy Beauty Icicle. And once again, the code THEMIRRORBEAUTY still works. It's actually turning out not as bad as I thought. Okay, kind of like that. Hopscotch. I want to keep a little bit of blue around the lips too, so I'm gonna use Gavacy Beauty Grapeness and a thin brush for contouring the lips. And this problem is kind of addressed in both the world of the living and the world of the dead in the movie, right? So Victoria in the world of the living is going to the priest to ask him, can the living marry the dead? Doing a bit of overlining here, as I taught you in my lip overlining video. Definitely watch it if you haven't yet. The priest, of course, does not believe her and just sends her back home. But in the world of the dead, the discussion is serious. And they come to the conclusion that after all, the marriage is not legitimate because Victor is still alive. And the wise old skeleton specifically says that in order to make the marriage legitimate, Victor must drink poison and they should make the ceremony happen again. Which I guess means that Emily is the other woman after all if their marriage is not legitimate, so their engagement wasn't legitimate? Or was the engagement still legitimate but the marriage wasn't? Let me know what you think, and I think we should add a little bit of gloss. It feels like Emily has glossy lips and I really want to use this sparkly baby right here. Really nice. You can either leave the makeup at that, or as a very optional step, if you're feeling a little bit extra, you can just draw a little butterfly. So I think I will be posing like this for photos, and the butterfly should be somewhere here. It's probably too small to be seen, but okay. I have already started. Pretty nice, huh? And this is colored Rain Blackberry, by the way, but you have already seen that on the screen. And this is once again Gavacy Beauty Grapeness, which I'm gonna use to fill in the butterfly so that it isn't too dark. And while you're typing in the comments who the other woman is, Emily or Victoria, and probably also giving this video a like if you enjoyed it, I will be adding the Kaima Cosmetics Mystical Sparkle to the butterfly as well, because it just looks better this way. Now let's of course get the hair down. No, I don't have a blue wig, and I wasn't going to buy specifically for this look. You don't have to have one either. You can still be a corpse bride for Halloween. No, you're married to me. She's the other woman. Hopscotch. I love you, Victor, but you are not mine. If you enjoyed this Corpse Bride Emily makeup tutorial, you can see an even simpler Sally makeup tutorial for Halloween, or maybe even for Christmas, and I'll meet you in that video. Bye!